Hello, welcome to Game 3 of the D-League Championship, BitterWurmcoil versus LTaco. Strumph is going to talk about the kingdom now.
Sorry for talking over you. So, They're always playing so fast. Okay, so we have a village, and we can trash, and we have drop, and we have plus buy with messenger, and we have plus gains with governor. So I propose you can talk now.
You missed one source of gains. Two sources of gains.
So there's Ruin Market and there's Remodel.
Yeah, and one more source of gains.
What's the other? What's the last one?
What might you want to remodel into provinces? Treasure map. Treasure map is a source of gains.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, if you get good deck control with governors, I'd rather gain treasure maps and then remodel those than have to use my governors to gain. But sometimes giving your opponent silvers is nice, because silver's kind of a junk card.
Yeah.
You also
go sewers here?
For LTaco, yeah, sewers remodel is a little bit sad, but it is what it is, and you're going to be able to thin, and you're going to turn your estates into silvers and stuff, and hopefully the junk dealer player doesn't get out to a too big lead. Obviously 5-2 with junk dealer is pretty nice. The other thing to note is with governor around, if BitterWurmcoil decides to go early governors, then she's going to be giving LTaco a lot of free passive benefits. So even though she's got these extra governors, LTaco is going to have the passive benefits that go along with that. As you see here, BitterWurmcoil has a really nice turn 3, but spoiler alert, her turn 4 is going to be really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, LTaco is going to get to trash 2 and gain a card this turn, so not a terrible turn, although they're probably going to hit 4 next turn. Maybe they buy City Gate next turn or something. I realize I didn't say that treasure map was good. I just simply said it is a thing you can use to gain golds here that you can then remodel into provinces.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, in terms of kingdom analysis, it's important to look at treasure map and say this is a thing that, depending on how the kingdom plays out, might come into play. And you just have to, every time you've got 8 money and 2 buys, look out, is this a spot for 2 treasure maps? And often the answer will be no, but I think you're going to want to play with Messenger, Bazaar, Governor, Smithy, probably anyways. BitterWurmcoil bought City Gate on 5. I guess the problem is we're going to draw a copper off the top of the deck, and then we're going to have the same problem the next shuffle, unless we exactly draw the junk dealer here. Well, I guess we always top deck the estate, so we've got an estate down there with the junk dealer, but I don't know. I think this is a silver for LTaco, and you trash a copper, but I'm not confident on that.
Yeah, I looked up the rules, and it's first to 3.5, and then just continue until someone wins the same seed.
And for those of you who don't know, Strumph is the grand doyenne of the end of the league championship seasons. And as long as I can remember, it has been you running these tournaments. But as I understand, it's been a German thing for the last, going back to the late 17th century. The Germans have been doing end of the league season championships. But it's been you as long as I can remember.
Don't let Assemble hear that.
Oh, hi, Assemble. Assemble's not listening. Okay. Assemble Me used to run the tournaments. Assemble Me, I never won a single one of these tournaments when Assemble Me was running them, and I have won one since you have started running them. So
Assemble Me is still running them, I'm just doing the communication thing because I love talking to people.
Yeah. And Assemble Me loves making spreadsheets.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm. So LTaco here, interesting spots. You can top deck a copper, remodel an estate, and buy a 5. And I think you do that. So the other thing going for Treasure Map is that Storyteller is quite nice with Treasure Map. Like, all those extra golds seem quite nice to have with Storytellers. But it does seem quite slow. Everything, like... I'm just... It's turn 6 and nobody's clicked on Governor yet, which is surprising to me. So the other thing...
Where are those treasure maps at?
Yeah, I can actually believe here in trashing a copper and buying a Smithy for LTaco. The nice thing about Citygate...
Oh, look at this! Ooh, my taco!
The nice thing about Citygate is if you have a Bazaar Smithy engine, you can, and you draw either one of those 2 cards without the other, you can just top deck it. So that's quite nice. I don't know how to feel as a Governor player seeing my opponent buying 2 treasure maps and then buying a Governor, because I'm just going to help them collide their treasure maps faster. This for LTaco, given that you just added the treasure maps, I think you have to add a Governor to try to collide them. Governor's the best card to collide treasure maps, and then once you have the Governor, then you can buy your Storytellers and stuff.
Go.
And you... Who added the messenger? Okay. BitterWurmcoil has a messenger. So probably LTaco wants to try to remodel a silver into a messenger here fairly soon, so you can make use of all the money that you just are about to add.
Woo-hoo.
I will also say Citygate makes treasure map way better.
Mm-hmm.
Because if LTaco happens to top deck it, draw 1 without the other, you just top deck it.
Mm-hmm.
I discovered recently that Storyteller does not give you a coin anymore.
Yeah, but it still gives you the card. It's
it is very confusing because I use the number of coins to track how many cards I'm drawing.
I know, right? Yeah, it happened to me too.
So meanwhile, LTaco's deck is much bigger, and they have the treasure maps. And I do not like the second Governor. I would take a... I think you could... you might want to... I kind of want a messenger now for the plus buy. I don't like all of the Governors for BitterWurmcoil. I guess maybe she's just always saying I'm gaining gold with every Governor, and the silvers are bad for LTaco's deck. So I guess that seems pretty reasonable to me. Do we draw on here?
Well, yeah, for trashing, right?
I don't know. I mean, this could be gain a gold. I think you want to draw here because you want to buy something good. This should be Storyteller. Problem is this next turn for LTaco is going to be a dud. A dud by the sort of engine definition. They're going to be able to afford a province, but this is a kingdom where BitterWurmcoil is going to gain 4 provinces on a turn. So 1 province turns are not particularly compelling to me.
As far as I see it, Storyteller should be different with Chameleon now, right? Because there's not the +1 coin anymore.
Yeah, is the Chameleon in chat? We could ask them. Nope, they're not. Not in spec chat this morning.
The Jackdaw?
Yeah.
Turned into a beautiful Jackdaw.
So Governor can draw here, and then Governor can gain a gold, and then we can play Junk Dealer potentially. Although we drew this copper, which is kind of the card we want to trash. This is a great turn for BitterWurmcoil to not draw with Governor, to be honest, because she knows LTaco has this hand, basically. So, like, use Governor remodels this turn because you know they don't have a bunch of good targets in their hand to remodel. It's like all golds. but I think probably we just have to draw with one of the governors to have a nice turn. And hope that LTaco doesn't draw a governor off the top. And even if they do, that's not the end of the world. Okay, yeah, this line makes sense. They're not giving value to LTaco. They're forcing them to have this full dead turn with the 4 golds. Although, to be honest, I would have done the trash gold into province first, and then if we saw that LTaco did trash a copper, we now know that LTaco's hand is exactly 4 golds, so we don't want to draw. But we have a city gate, so everything I just said is wrong.
I won't tell anyone.
Yeah, it's on the video. I mean, it's wrong, but it's also like it's search space, right? So you want to have their search space to find a governor to kick off to be as small as possible. Why did we top deck that gold? BitterWurmcoil immediately agrees. So if we top deck the copper, or if we top deck anything, we can play the 2 golds, and now draw. Oh no! Oh no! No, BitterWurmcoil. You cannot play that copper there. Playing the copper there is very bad, because we can junk deal that copper this turn. We miss out a free junk deal of the copper. Now we don't have anything, we can't play the junk dealer, it's a dead card in our deck. So if we play everything but the copper, in the worst case, the copper is the bottom card, the junk dealer is the bottom card of the deck. And we have to play the Storyteller to draw it. But in the best case, in the normal case, we just play junk dealer, so we have an extra coin. We trash a copper, which is not a good card for the deck, and we get an extra coin, and we continue our turn. Okay, so now that being said, I think you just play Governor to gain 2 golds, and then Storyteller Silver to draw the 2 golds, and then Messenger.
You can also draw this gold.
Copper is C-chart with Storyteller. That can't possibly be correct.
No. Why? What? How?
Copper is Pearl Diver. Okay, Strumpf, I don't know if you've been around long enough. Pearl Diver was in one of the old cards. Pre-second edition Seaside.
So silly.
I never know how long different people have been around.
Excuse me.
Sorry. You are excused.
I am excused. You're so generous.
You said excuse me. I didn't say excuse you, which is
Excuse you.
which is an expression in English which makes very little sense. But it is an expression. Okay, so
It's better than in German where you say "angilt me."
that sounds like a Tony Braxton song. Ungilt my heart.
Say you love me again. Uncry these tears. I've cried so many nights. Ungilt my heart. Yep. Exactly.
Yep. Thank you for taking over and not making me sing that out. That is the song I was referring to.
Honestly, I hate to do it.
Okay, so the score seems to show that LTaco is in the game. I feel like BitterWurmcoil has meandered a little bit in this build, but I guess triple province here is going to be sufficient. I don't see how. I think this is the problem. Governor kind of has an elasticity to it in that the player who gets ahead and plays more Governor plays is giving their opponent more value per turn. So LTaco has gotten a lot more benefits out of BitterWurmcoil's Governor plays than she has gotten out of his. And 19 points is just not enough to do. Yeah, Storyteller is quite a bit different. And as we see, LTaco's already drawn the Messenger, so like they can easily take a duchy here if somehow, or sorry, BitterWurmcoil's drawing the messenger. So if somehow LTaco is prepared, but I don't think LTaco was ever threatening to do more than doubling. And honestly, this goes back to the 5-2. The 5-2 here was really strong for BitterWurmcoil. And I think if LTaco played perfectly, they could have been closer. But I think the treasure maps were a touch early. And I think they wanted to add some storytellers, and they wanted to grab the messenger off the third remodel play. But it's still not clear to me if they wouldn't have been behind by a half turn in the end.
We are resigning in style.
Yep, so that's game 3 goes to BitterWurmcoil, who's up 2-1.